Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. I was right there on that website as soon as it launched on March 4th around 9 in the morning. I was at work and I was stalking that website too. No shame, and I was ready to just grab onto this palette, and I also got the setting spray that they came out with. So those were the two products that really caught my attention from the moment that the whole collection was revealed on Instagram. Those were the two products that I wanted. I got them, and today we are going to be trying them on camera for the very first time. It's been a while since I actually received these products, but believe it or not, they've just been sitting there waiting for me to make this video because I really wanted to experience them on camera for the very first time and just really give you my thoughts from the get-go. I'm not going to be doing a thorough review of everything that has to do with this palette because I know that everyone and their mother has already reviewed this palette on camera, and there are more thorough reviews out there already. So I feel like I would just sit down and give you a makeup tutorial using the palette instead. And that's exactly what I did today, and this is the makeup look that I came out with. I know it's super bold and colorful, but if Anastasia is gonna release a palette with so many bold colors in here, those are the ones that I'm gonna be trying out on camera, of course. So those were the colors that actually drew me into this palette and that made me want to buy it because I love those bold and colorful colors, and I was just super curious to see how the Anastasia formula for their shadows would work on bolder colors. I had never tried these types of shadows, colorful shadows from Anastasia before, aside from like the lime green that's on their Prism palette. Aside from that, I hadn't seen them do something so colorful before, so I really wanted to get it just to try that out. So yeah, this video is going to be a voiceover, a walkthrough of the eyeshadow look that I have going on right now, and just walking you through the entire steps and how I did it. I do want to make another video, however, just testing out a more natural look using this palette, but again, because I saw those bold colors in the palette, I wanted to use those because if I have the palette with those bold colors, those are the ones that I'm going to be using, because we all know that for the most part Anastasia has been just great at giving us those natural everyday colors in their palettes. And before we get started in this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel before you leave for more videos like this, for more makeup reviews, unboxings, and such. And without further ado, if you want to see how I created this look today, then please stay on and keep on watching. Alright guys, so to get started, the very first thing that I wanted to do is show you the packaging of the actual palette. This is what the outside looks like, and the texture of it, it's like denim. It's just like denim, and I really like how they kind of like experiment with different textures on their packaging. And when you open it up, this is what the inside looks like. And then of course the palette also comes in with their usual dual-ended brush. And then this is the unit carton that it comes in. The letters are embossed and they are a metallic gold. And of course, all of your information in regards to ingredients are in the back. And then this is the packaging for the Dewy Set setting spray. It comes in a beautiful white and rose gold box. And of course, once again, all of the information as far as ingredients and everything else is in the back. The packaging for the setting spray is absolutely beautiful. The glitter in there, the glitter that you see is just part of the packaging. It's not part of the product itself. The product does not contain any sort of glitter in there, and this is how it sprays. And now I'm going to show you a few swatches of the palette. This is the very first row in there, and I'm going to read you the shade names in order from left to right in the palette, but from right to left in my arm. And the shades are Sails, Yacht, Seychelles, Palermo, Seaside, Inheritance, and Mediterranean. The entire top row is all shimmers except for that white shade. And then this is the second row. It is Estate, Cabana, Coastline, Bahamas, Monte Carlo, Cannes, and Palm. And just so you guys know, that second row of shades do contain pressed pigments. So I did find after recording this video and after doing that look that the shade Bahamas did stain my eyelids really bad. But after doing my skincare routine at night, the staining did go away. So it's not going to stay there. But do note that these shades, once again, are pressed pigments and you are going to get staining. So now jumping straight into the tutorial, we're going to start out as always with our Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and prime our eyelids. We're going to put a few dots on our eyelids, then go in with a flat concealer brush and really just pat that color in all over the eyelids just to get a nice clean tacky base for our eye look. And then press that color in using our Real Techniques complexion sponge. Now for our very first color, we're going to go into the shade Estate and use a fluffy brush just to really set that color all over the crease and just fluff it out and blend it out nicely. Then we're going to go in 2 shades over to the shade Coastline and start setting that with a smaller yet still fluffy brush. We're going to set that color all over the crease. We're just starting to deepen things out in the crease. And we're taking that color all the way from that inner corner to our outer V, and in that outer V do some circular motions, and we're also taking that color on our lower lash line. And now we're going to jump into the fun part. We're jumping straight into that bold color with Bahamas. And we're taking a smaller, more precise brush and starting to pack that color, starting with that inner corner. We're going to use that color on the very inner half of our eyelid, and you're going to see afterwards that we're packing this color, but this is going to serve as a guide for our cut crease in a little bit. But this color is not going to be part of our lid, it's just going to be present above our crease in the end. So we're going to start packing on that color as much as we can. And as you can see, the color payout is absolutely beautiful. But once again, once I removed this color, it did stain my eyelids. So do beware of that. So we're just packing on that color as much as we can until we get that pop of color that we want, and then we can switch brushes to the one that we used to one step before and start fluffing out those edges. And then just go back and forth until we get the amount of pigmentation that we want and until those edges are nice and blended out. Once that is done, we're going to go back into Coastline with that fluffy brush and really diffuse that color on the edges. We want to make that the last color, the one that's closest to the eyebrow, so all the way up, and that way it's going to create a nice smooth gradient. And then we're going to go into another pop of color for the outer half of our lid. We're going to go in with the shade Cannes, that rich purple color. And we're going to use the same brush that we used for our hot pink color, but of course I cleaned it in between, that way we don't have any residue. And once again, just start packing on that color on that outer V of the eye. Just grab the color, start packing it on. And then we would switch brushes to blend out those edges. But for now, your only focus is to start packing on that color. And as far as tapping into these shadows in the actual pan, do note that these shadows are a little bit powdery, so you want to tap in there gently. And you are going to get a little bit of fallout, so I do wish that I had done my eyes first instead of doing foundation first and then eyeshadow, because you are going to get fallout if you do want that bold pigment and if you are packing on a lot of color like I am. And now we're going to go back and do the same thing that we did with our pink color. We're going to go in with Coastline and then use that very first brush to really fluff out that color on those outer edges, and it's just going to help us create a nice smooth gradient at the ends of those bold colors. And then we're going to switch back to that purple to Cannes. and really pack on that color on our outer V. Make sure that we get a nice solid color in there. And then at the crease, just blend that purple and pink together. Now we're gonna go in with that white shade, Sails, and we're gonna use a small pencil brush just to really add that color on our brow bone. And that's just gonna help lift the eye a little bit. And this shade is super pigmented, I really liked it. And now we're going to be using a new product that I got this week. I got this one at Ulta, and it is the Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas Full Coverage Eyeshadow Base, and it is in the shade Halo. So I saw this at Ulta once again, but I've seen a lot of people use it for cut creases, so I figured, hey, I do a lot of cut creases, so and this must be something that I need. So I bought it and I used it today, and I really liked it. I wish it was a little bit, that the formula was a little bit thicker than it is, but it actually worked great. So I'm going to be using this with a small concealer brush just to cut the crease as usual. And then once that is done, we're going to go back in with that purple shade once again, Cans, and really define that outer V and retouch those edges. Make sure that that purple is nice and blended into where we cut that crease. And then with a pencil brush, we're also going to take that purple color and apply it to the outer portion of our lower lash line, just to make sure to connect that outer V to the lower portion of the eye. And then we're going to jump into the shade that I love the most in this palette, and it is the shade Seychelles. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. And we're just going to apply that color in between where we cut that cut crease and to that, in between that purple and where we cut that crease. I did spray this brush with some setting spray just to prevent fallout and to really get that high pigmentation, that bold shimmer that we really want. So we want that color to stand out and to be almost metallic in there. So we're just taking that pencil brush and even our fingers to really make sure that those edges are nice and blended, and that the transition from that purple color to that blue color doesn't seem too harsh. So we're really just going back and forth, really just take your time with that, just to make sure that everything looks nice and smooth. And then on the inner portion of the lid, we're going to go with that white, with that Sails color, and use again a pencil brush to really pack that white color in there. You do have to go in a couple of times to really make sure that that white stands out, but that's okay. That's very usual with white colors like this. Just really make sure to take your time and be really precise and make sure that you stay in the lines in that cut crease. And then once that is done, we're going to go back in with our hot pink shade Bahamas and use that for our lower lash line, for the inner portion of the lower lash line, and just mimic what's on our top crease to our lower lash line. And then we're going to go in, same thing that we did on the crease, we're going to go back into coastline and use a fluffy brush to really buff out those edges. And then if you notice that those eyeshadows went in too far down and you want to do some cleanup, you can go ahead and use a pressed foundation. And this time I used the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder to just kind of act as an eraser and clean out that part under the eye. And then for that inner corner, I knew I wanted to use this shade. I'm going to be going in with Inheritance and just with a tiny pencil brush, just hit that color on that inner corner. And then just like in my yellow look, I'm going to be doing something a little bit dangerous, so please do be careful with this. I'm going to go in with my Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Sweetheart, this hot pink liquid lipstick, and use that in my waterline. Again, if you are going to do this, be super careful. And then I'm going to go in with some mascara using my It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and do that lower lash line and a little bit on the top lashes. And then for lashes, I am using some from AliExpress and these are in the style D379. I will have them linked down below if you want to know which ones in specific I use. I love these lashes so much and they photograph super pretty. And with those lashes in set, this is what the one eye looks like, and I went ahead and did the other eye off of camera. And this is the final look, you guys. This is the final look, all complete. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really just loved diving into these colors. I love that Anastasia was able to come out with a palette that's so colorful and so bold like this one. And again, that's just what really sold me to the palette. And I'm a little bit biased because I'm a fan of their palettes overall. This is my 6th one that I own of them. The only one that I skipped was Culture because I wasn't gonna take the risk. So I skipped that one, but this one I really love. I will let you guys know if in the end the colorful eyeshadows do stain the eyes, because the first thing that comes to mind was the James Charles palette. That one did stain my eyes, the pink color especially, so I'm really curious to see if this one will do that as well, but I'll let you know in that description box below and update you. But overall, as far as this palette goes, I love it so much. I really do believe that you are able to get those bold colors, that bold pigment out of these shadows with minimal effort. And I really love the fact that you can get that bold pigment and still they're super easy to blend. So I really love that about them. I was able to blend that purple with that pink really easily, so I love that. You are gonna get fallout, however, when you're tapping into those shadows. Just make sure that you do so gently because they are going to be a little bit powdery in here, but not too dramatic. Subculture style, it's not going to be that dramatic, but you are going to get a little bit of fallout on your eyes. So I wish I would have done my eyes first and then my foundation. But something that I do, and I mentioned in the video, is again taking a fluffy brush and grabbing a powder foundation. Do that and then pat in the color underneath where you really want to clean out that area. If there was a little bit of staining or if your eyeshadow just went a little bit too far down, you can always do that and just clean that area underneath to make sure that everything is nice and sharp under there. It's gonna be kind of like an eraser down there, and it's really gonna help you out in making sure that those lines are nice and sharp. As far as the setting spray goes, I love the packaging. The packaging is what drew me into this thing, and the glitter that you see here it's just part of the packaging. It's not the product itself. The product has no glitter in it. The mist in here is super nice and it just covers your entire face all at once. It's nice and gentle. It's not too harsh. You are not gonna get those like droplets in your skin, but if you are worried about that, you can always go into your setting spray. And something that I usually do is just go in with your sponge afterwards and just really press the product on your skin. It smells delightful. It smells like coconut, so if you are a lover of that scent, you're gonna love this. And this is actually like one of the very first products, aside from the sultry palette actually, that I'd love to just, you know, just like display it. I wish I had a little shelf behind me where I can just display pretty makeup, and this would be a part of that. I hadn't had a product this pretty before and I really loved it. The applicator is the same as the MAC Fix Plus, where if you twist it one way it'll lock, and then if you turn it the other way it's ready to go. So it's just really pretty and really elegant, and I wish I could display it right behind me. I also did feel that it did a really good job at just melting all of the makeup together and just giving me that nice wet dewy look to my skin, which I love. Another thing that I did want to say is that the shimmers in this palette will work best when applied wet, so make sure to go to grab your brush, do a couple of spritz of setting spray or just water, and then apply those, and they're really gonna just pop on your eyelids. So that's gonna be super helpful, and when you do that it also minimizes the fallout, so it is gonna help you out with that. Overall, I had no issues with this palette. palette. I really just enjoyed using it. I enjoyed creating something super colorful, something really unique. Again, I can't wait to take pictures of this look, adding it on Instagram, and it was just an enjoyable experience to work with this palette. It was easy to blend. It was just a great product to try out. I had so much fun doing my makeup today. I was wearing a blue shirt, but I had to change to an all white ensemble because I didn't want my eyeshadow look to clash. But I don't know, I just had a lot of fun just sitting down and just playing with makeup, because this is what my Saturdays are all about. So throughout the week, I just can't wait to get to freaking Saturday and sit down and enjoy and play with makeup. So yeah, that was it for this video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this voiceover. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any questions. And the last thing I did forget to mention is that this palette retails for 45 bucks, so it is the same price as the Sultry palette, and I do believe it is worth it still. The shimmers in here are just so beautiful. You're not gonna be disappointed with them. If you are someone who loves color and is looking for that bold pop of color in your eyelids that's easy to blend and to work with, you're really gonna love these colors. So the colors in this palette you're not gonna be disappointed with them. I want to thank you so much for watching. As always, take care. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you right here on my next video. Bye guys.